Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're continuing our run with Fascist USA and we're picking back up exactly where we left the last time. By the way, if you missed the first video, you can find a link to the playlist in the description, so make sure to check it out. Now, the first part of this run was pretty similar to my Democratic USA guide, and it is only by the very end of it that we finally became fascist, the Confederate States of America. But why is being fascist so important? Fascism is, in my opinion, the best ideology in HOI4 if you plan to go for expansion. The main advantages over democracies are the fact that you can fabricate claims on anyone and that your puppets provide more resources and do not automatically generate autonomy. The main advantage over communism and non-aligned is the speed at which you can fabricate claims, especially while you're at war with a major. Now, that means that fascist countries are also the most suited for a world conquest. In this part of the run, we're going to take care of the Allies and Japan, but in addition to the democratic version of this guide, we are going to expand even more. We're going to take full advantage of these shorter claims and the fact that we can justify on anyone as fascists. Keep in mind that you can find the focuses and the researches in the description of the video, as well as a link to the unedited version. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask in the comments. Finally, if you have been following the channel as usual and you have been enjoying my content, please do not forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really massively helps the channel grow faster, meaning I can make even more content for you. Now, that's really all for the introduction, so it's time to make America even greater than we already did by being fully fascist. Now, the first thing that is going to happen is we're going to leave the Allies, but actually it's a bit more fun if we wait a couple of days and the Allies will actually brutally kick us out of the faction, so I'm going to wait for that. Meanwhile, the game hasn't fully realized that we're fascist yet, so it still says that democracies cannot justify war goals, but in just a couple of days the game will realize we are not a democracy anymore. And so will the UK, by the way. Okay, there we go. So the United Kingdom kicked us from the faction. And that's okay. Yeah, by the way, another thing I realized is that Bulgaria is a member of the Axis. It's actually the only member of the Axis. This may be a little annoying later. We will need to probably go to war to take care of Bulgaria if we go for a full world conquest. In any case, now that we are no longer part of the lovely Allies, it's time to start planning our next moves. And we're going to do that just by justifying on the UK right away. And by the way, this is something we would not have been able to do in the previous run as Democratic USA. Now we can easily justify on other countries, although somehow not on some of them, but soon we'll be able to justify on any country, don't worry, it's just a little bug in the game. Now we want to prepare our fleets, including the new boats that we got from Germany and Italy. And we're going to prepare from this harbor here. We are going to send all of our division, we're going to send all of our fleets in here, at least initially. And the main reason is that actually we have a fleet which is strong enough to defeat the Royal Navy should they intercept us. But still, we're going to plan a naval invasion of the UK from this part of Germany, because, well, we're already here, and this is the fastest way to get there. But of course we need to worry about defending the mainland too, because the Mexican United States and Canada are part of the Allies, so we will need to defend both our northern border and the southern border against Mexico. We need to build a wall, guys. A wall which in this case will be made of our divisions. It's a human flesh wall against Mexico. And then a human flesh wall against Canada as well. You shouldn't trust Canadians, you know. They look nice, but You never know. Okay, and now we're going to plan the naval invasion. First, I'm going to set our tanks to be ready for the naval invasion, but then we are going to use our marines, and we're going for groups of 3 from here. Not even trying to pronounce that. To Newcastle.
Yes, sir. Call in. Yes, sir. Attention. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ready.
Actually, never mind. So we're going to use our marines with groups of 5, because actually we have plenty of time, and we're going for the area of Newcastle.
Attention. Call in. Attention. Ready.
Okay, these are all groups of 5 except for the last one, which is a group of 4. Now, we need to invest a little bit in the Philippines as well, so we're going to build infrastructures and air bases in the Philippines, and we're also going to build railways to connect the supply hubs in here. We're going to use the Philippines later on to fight against Japan. We want this to be the highest priority. Actually, not higher than the capital railways, but more or less up there. We're going to make some changes to some of the designs. First of all, the armored divisions, we want to add 2 more medium tank battalions to make it a combat width of 36. So we're going to do that. We're going to make sure that all of our designs are the most updated ones in terms of MIO. Okay, these ones look like they're fine. We're going to assign traits if anything, if any of them is available. It's only this guy, so probably I'm not going to mention it in the main guide. If you have any traits available, you can assign them. We're going to make some adjustments to trade. We can start already taking advantage of our puppets now, and so for as much as possible we're going to start importing from the puppets. And whenever it's not possible, we can simply import from someone else. Probably the Soviet Union is a good choice. Of course, very soon we'll not be able to import almost anything while we are at war with the UK, but that's totally fine. And then we're also going to create an agency. This is another advantage of being fascist, by the way. Wait, don't we have the CIA here? Well, whatever. So another advantage of being fascist is that we can create collaboration governments, and that's what we're going to do with these 2 spies in the Soviet Union. So as soon as the agency is formed, we are going to get enough upgrades to get 2 spies, and then we're going to start spying on the Soviet Union. And if I didn't forget to justify, okay, I think we're done. We can continue. Yeah, this is another weird thing that sometimes happens. Apparently, this game has all of the weird things happening at once. So, Romania at war with Hungary, and then Yugoslavia doing weird stuff. The good thing about Romania is that they joined the Allies, so we're simply going to take them in the peace conference against the Allies. That's great. Bulgaria is actually more annoying in the end. Also, let's make sure to deploy all planes and to train them. Let's make sure to train all divisions just in case they need to, and then after our fleet gathers, we're also going to train the fleet. Yeah, fleet which is going somewhere. I did not tell them to go, but... Okay. Okay, we got the agency. Let's start getting the upgrades. I suggest you get all of the departments down here and then maybe a couple of anti-partisan. And when you get this decision, I suggest that you dispatch the Flying Tigers. Oh, right, and as soon as possible, we could actually have done it a little bit earlier. We can pick war economy. Let's start spying on the Soviet Union. Right, where is Kansas? Ah, this is a tough one. I don't know where Kansas is. Here. Oh.
Ready, sir.
Okay, I'm going to start preparing the fleet. As usual, we split them and we create two separate theaters. We'll send one in here. I will actually stop training them because I want them to be ready for the invasion. And then we are going to set one on naval invasion support and the other one on strike force. Now we can take advantage of some of these focuses, especially some of these ones are quite good, so we're going down this path. Okay, we got our claim on the UK, so it's time to start the war against the Allies. I would suggest, as usual, making a save. Okay, so everything is ready. We can declare war on the UK. And we can start justifying a claim on Portugal. Now, sometimes this justification disappears for no reason. I still don't understand exactly what happens. But we need to keep an eye on it, just in case there are problems with it. Let's just move the fleets slightly. Okay, and let's set one of them on the naval invasion support. And the other one on naval strike. Strike force. And then we can start our naval invasion. Make sure that all planes are assigned to our marines though. Except for these stupid ones. If you have enough political power, you can also pick the domestic film industry. Since our war support is a little bit low, we can increase it a bit. Let's see that our claim doesn't suddenly disappear. That would be nice.
Ready, sir.
And let's prepare our tanks to follow.
Attention.
Yeah, do not worry about trade. There isn't much that we can do about it while at war with the UK. We can just end this war quite fast, so it's not going to be a problem. Okay, the invasion went very smoothly. Now let's prepare them and immediately start the offensive, because the UK doesn't have divisions at the moment. So let's take advantage of that and send over our tanks.
Yes, sir. Ready, sir.
Can you protect my freaking piece of shit? Protect my tanks immediately. Where are the fleets? Man, I don't know. They don't even engage them. It's the fleet in this game is just fucked. Now, any one of you who knows how the fleets work in this game can tell me why my fleet, my giant fleet, is not protecting my tank in here. I would be very grateful. Yeah, go in the harbor. That's gonna be very helpful.
Yes, sir. Move out. Yes, sir. All in.
Yeah, I don't understand this stuff, but it's okay.
Ready.
We didn't lose that many. Now they engage them, but now it's too late.
Attention.
Okay, let's see what happens with this claim. I'm actually quite curious. So in 2 days we're supposed to get a claim on Portugal. 1 day. That's all good. It's all good. It's there. Okay, sometimes it disappears. I will sound crazy now because it didn't disappear, but trust me, sometimes it disappears. Okay, so war on Portugal. By the way, in the spreadsheet, if you're checking my spreadsheet for my guides, it will say tag these countries. Tagging them simply means you declare war on them and then you ignore them completely. And they will be part of the peace conference. That's our primary goal. So we want to do that with Portugal, with Yugoslavia. Yeah, normally with Yugoslavia, but not in this case because they are part of the Chinese United Front, so we cannot take Yugoslavia. So we're going to do it with Iraq and Iran instead. One at a time, by the way, otherwise the timing for war goals increases too much.
All in. All in. Yes, sir.
All right, the UK is down. Let's make sure to delete all divisions left in here.
Yes, sir.
And then let's get ready for D-Day number 2, taking care of France. This time we're going to do with we're going to go with groups of 3.
Ready, sir. Yes, sir. Ready, sir. Attention. Ready. Yes, sir. Attention.
Okay, something like this, all groups of 3. Of course, we need to prepare our fleet for that as well, our very useful fleet. We're going to send one there and maybe one to London. Same thing, naval invasion support and strike force. And then we prepare the tanks a little bit behind, not to steal supplies. Nah. Okay, our naval invasion is ready, so let's go with naval invasion support and strike force again, and let's start the D-Day number 2.
Yes, sir.
And once again, we prepare our tanks to follow. And the day number 2 should be even easier than the day number 1. Okay.
Ready, sir.
Now we're going to send over our tanks, and I'm going to use tanks to quickly take care of Belgium and the Netherlands. It is not necessary, but I think we get more points in the peace conference, and actually this is going to be a massive peace conference, because look at how much of the world we are at war with. We're basically at war with everyone, which means we're going to take everyone at the end of this war. But yeah, that's going to take some points.
Ready.
Oh, finally the fleet is doing something here.
Ready, sir. Attention.
Okay, so with Marines you can just push. While with tanks we go for a more precise and aimed push against Belgium and then the Netherlands.
All in.
And again they intercepted my tanks. Okay. 45,000 casualties only from intercepted convoys because my navy is not doing their job. Okay.
Pushing them back, sir.
It's just stupid. It's good that we can afford it. Okay, so we are going to declare war on Iraq, and we are going to start justifying on Iran. Just in case, let me just check. Okay, it's fine.
Ready.
And with this, we should get our second spy, yeah, soon.
All in. Pushing them back, sir.
Belgium is down.
Ready. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pushing them back, sir.
Netherlands down.
Move out. Ready. Yes, sir. Attention.
Luxembourg down.
Yes, sir. All in. Attention. Yes, sir. All in. All in. Yes, sir. Ready, sir.
Now, France doesn't capitulate as fast as they do in the usual World War II, but they still capitulate pretty fast, so we need to keep an eye on them, because we want to fabricate our claims before ending the war. The most important one will be a claim on Spain, but we just need to start it. We don't need to finish it before finishing the war. And then, as I said, the goal would be Portugal, Yugoslavia, Iraq, and Iran. Iran, we should be almost done. Yeah, only 4 days. Yugoslavia we cannot take, so I guess we have a free claim at this point. We can claim someone else instead of Yugoslavia. We need to decide whom. It doesn't matter that much, I guess, but maybe Greece or Ireland, something like that.
Keep on moving.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not gonna push them. Okay, we got the claim on Iran. Okay, what last claim do we want to do? Turkey would be the best, but of course Turkey has the problem that it takes forever to fabricate a claim on them. Bulgaria is not cool because they are part of the Axis. Romania is already in this war. Romania did not... Wait, Romania left the Allies. Okay, then I guess maybe Romania could be a good target. Problem is, if they don't join the Allies, then it's going to be very annoying. So I'm going to make a save. Okay, so it turns out Legionary Romania is not a good target because they will not join the Allies. So if you were thinking about doing that, don't do it. Instead, I think we're going for Ireland because it's only going to take 10 days. So this is a fast one. It's probably the best option. And then after we take Ireland, after we tug Ireland, we are going to fabricate a claim on Spain, and then we are going to end the war.
Ready, sir. Attention.
Yeah, that's good. Second spy. Let's get the collaboration government in the Soviet Union. So quiet intel network. And prepare the collaboration government. Also, we'll stop these offensives because we don't want France to capitulate yet. And they might.
Ready, sir.
And of course, if you get free civilian factories, you can just build more military factories everywhere. But from this point onward, I will not mention it anymore. It's just free. Just always prioritize the ones which were already being built. That's the only suggestion I give you. Okay, we got the claim on Ireland, so let's get Ireland. And then we start justifying a claim on Spain. We don't need to finish this one before ending the war, but we do need Ireland to join the Allies. Okay, they did it quite fast. So at this point, we can just rush the last victory points remaining to end the war. So let's just go for that.
Fall in. Fall in. Let them have it. Yes, sir.
Okay, the war is over. We took, or we can take from now on a large part of the world. And ideally, I think we should have enough points for everything. So now I will skip the peace conference for you, of course, because this is a quite massive one. But our goal is to puppet everything and take war reparations from everything, but not resource rights, because we still use free trade. So resource rights would be lost. Now, as to... No, nothing. Never mind. Let's just puppet everything. Now let's take war reparations. And finally, with the remaining points, we can also take everyone's navy. And that is it. We took everything. We still have a spare 3,000 points. Confirm. And there we go. Now it's time to pull ahead of Democratic USA. Until this point of the run, Democratic USA still had an advantage on us. But look at these. We almost have 1,000 factories now. And from now on, things are just going to get better and better for Fascist USA. We're just stronger. We're just better. Now, to show you what we conquered, it's better to use the supply map mod, because in this way you can see everything which is under our control, which is basically everything. It's quite insane, to be honest. But we are not done just yet. So we just have a couple more challenges ahead of us. Let's take care of them, and then we can consider this Fascist USA guide completed as well. Now, first of all, we now have a huge navy here in Boston, and it is what we stole from the Allies, and we're going to split it into two, but then we're going to use them right away. We want to send them to the Philippines, because Japan will attack us very soon. And before that happens, we want to have the fleet in here, or as close to Japan as close to the Philippines as possible, to protect the mainland Philippines from Japan. So let's send our fleets in here. At the same time, we're also going to send one defensive army, probably the one that was in Mexico, because it should be the closest to the Philippines, just again in case, to protect against naval invasions. As for what concerns our marines, of course we also need to use them, so we need to stop them from anything they are doing at the moment, and we need to start planning a naval invasion of Japan from the Philippines. We are going for groups of 6 in this case. We start from here and we go for the Nagasaki area.
Yes, sir.
When you go for larger groups, you can click on several tiles and invade all of them with one army. So that's what we're going to do in here. And then we also need to send some planes. Again, we should probably have a lot of planes, especially after we deploy all of them. Well, actually, we don't have that many, which is good, because it means we can send all of them to the Philippines. So you can send, like, fighters up here and the CAS down here. Then we're going to use them in there. Then we're going to prepare our tanks to push into Spain, and we want them to be assisted by one defensive army. So we are going to send one defensive army from the United States to the border with Spain.
Fall in. Ready.
As for the last offensive army, we don't have much to do with it, but just in case, we are going to send them closer to the Soviet Union, which may be our next target if we decide to continue. Let's make sure these guys have admirals assigned as well. As for the fleets that we had in Europe, they can stay here for now. And we will also start justifying a war goal on Japan. It's okay even if we are fabricating another one at the same time, because as you can see, it's still very short. Now, it may be that Japan attacks us before this happens, so may not even be needed, but just in case, we're going to do it. Now we're going to prepare in terms of buildings as if we were going after the Soviet Union, which means we want full infrastructures in here. We want air bases basically along the entire front, but especially in the northern part of the front, something like here. And then I will also upgrade the railways in here just in case. Yeah, we will probably get to this stuff a bit later. That's okay. Now, we need to make some changes with military production, because as you can see, we have a huge amount of military factories available. So we're going to bring the production of infantry equipment to 25. And support... Support equipment, artillery, anti-air. Trucks, trains. And flame tanks will all be to 5. C2 and F2 go to 75. And T2 and mechanized go to 150. Actually, I would give the priority to T2 over mechanized, but more or less something like this. We're going to adjust trade, of course. At this point, we can import everything from our puppets, so we're going to do that. It's going to take a little bit for the trade to adjust, because right now we have a low trade efficiency, I believe. But eventually it will be fine. And in the meantime, we can also start training all divisions. We probably have some casualties because our navy didn't do their job, so we can train them again. And let's see what happens. But in July 1941, most likely Japan will attack us in any case. So hopefully we will be ready by then.
All in.
If you have some extra political power, you can also grant all statehoods. We're going to do that now.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and by the way, we're also going to recruit some new armored divisions. We are going to make another 12 armored divisions. And then as we get enough army experience, we could already have enough. We're going to replace motorized with mechanized. Okay, we got our claim on Spain, but our tanks are in a bit of a transition phase, so we're going to wait for a little bit longer here. Yeah, let's send somebody to China just in case.
Ready, sir.
Actually, let me make sure about something. We want our main tanks to have the equipment before it's given to the units we are training. Okay, and Japan declare war on the Philippines, so we don't need to declare war on them, but we do need to defend the Philippines. Luckily, our fleet got there just in time, so we can now put them on patrol, probably. In the area. The other one is also almost there. This way we should be able to prevent Japan from actually invading us while our marines are getting there. Perfect.
Attention. All in. All in. Ready.
Yeah, sadly our Marines are arriving to the Philippines a bit too late, and so they might be intercepted a little bit.
Ready.
At least they only got one.
Ready. Attention.
Okay, we can assign all planes to our Marines if I get rid of this one.
Ready, sir.
And then as soon as they are in position, we can actually start this naval invasion.
All in. Attention.
Okay, I'm happy to see that our tanks got the equipment, so now I am going to start recruiting another 12 armored divisions.
Yes, sir.
Let's wait until they get the full organization, and then we're going to start this push. Unfortunately, we don't have planes here. It's okay, we may actually be getting them, so let's assign them. Okay, I don't want to see these planes ever again. No, I want to.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got everything ready for Spain, so let's go after Spain. And of course we need to call France in this case. It's not ideal that France is also at war with Japan, but it's okay.
Yes, sir.
And I think we can start this naval invasion as well. Except for a couple of them who got intercepted, we're fine.
All in. Yes, sir. Attention. Attention. Ready, sir.
Okay, let's see how our naval invasion is going. The first divisions are getting to Japan. And we disembarked, which was the most important thing.
Move out.
We also need to take this harbor. This is quite important.
Attention.
But of course, can you guess where the division with no strength went? Of course to Nagasaki, of course.
Attention. Ready, sir. All in. Move out. Yes, sir. Attention.
Luckily, Japan is a very easy invasion, so this will be easy. Also, now we can decrease the autonomy of the Philippines.
Ready. All in. Ready. Move out. Attention. Pushing them back, sir. Yes, sir. Attention. Up. Ready, sir. Yes, sir. Ready. Attention. Attention. Ready. 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 Attention. Up. Ready, sir. Pushing them back, sir.
And by the way, at this point we could also import some oil, since we're struggling a little bit with fuel. I could have done this a bit earlier, to be honest. It would have been more beneficial, but
All in.
we can do it now.
Ready, sir. Yes. Ready, sir. Ready.
By the way, I'm not playing this run particularly well. If you're watching the unedited version, you may notice. Sure. But this shows how good this strategy is. Even when I'm a bit distracted, not playing at my best, this still performs very well. All we get is just more casualties because, well, because the Navy didn't do their job, but also because I didn't pay particular attention to how we deploy the units. And like, I'm not pushing very well with the tanks down here. I'm not even checking what's happening. But again, the strategy is consistent enough to allow us
Let them have it.
some room for mistakes, which is great.
Attention. Ready. Ready.
Oh, and by the way, one thing that I forgot, and it would have been important to take, but again, I'm not playing at my best today. It's execute war plan orange. Of course, you should do this as soon as you declare war on Japan, or start a war against Japan, because it's going to help. That's why we researched it after all.
Attention. All in. Ready. Ready.
Okay, Spain is down. Now, against Spain, since we called France, the peace conference can be a bit more annoying. I suggest you pass all the turns and then we just puppet Spain entirely. And if we can, we also take war reparations. You should be able to. And then you probably don't have enough points for the navy, but that's okay because we already got what we needed. So now Spain is also our puppet. At this point, there isn't much else that we need to do with our tanks because Japan is just a formality at this point. We can prepare the tanks at the border with the Soviet Union and we can start training them again, just in case later on we go after the Soviet Union. These are the guys in the Philippines, we can train them too. These guys are already there, and these guys can also be at the border with the Philippines. Sorry, at the border with the Soviet Union. Okay, let's finish the war against Japan. And by the way, one thing, casualties in this case, because I didn't pay particular attention, I didn't play very well. But on the other hand, there is a good thing about them. They will increase a bit our war contribution at the end, our war score, which is good because China has most of it. So taking a little bit of it is actually quite convenient for us. So in this case, playing bad may actually be an advantage for you. And it's time to push for Tokyo and end this war. Technically, if you wanted to extend the war a little bit, you might be able to. And you can just grind some of their soldiers for more combat damage. But I think it's just better to end the war faster. And then if anything, you can go after China if you want to take what China has. In any case, Japan is down. Now, in the peace conference against Japan, usually you can puppet the southern part of Japan, depending a bit on how it goes with the war score. In this case, I'm going to start with Tokyo. And then I will wait for China and see what they do. But yeah, usually we are able to take most of the mainland Japan. Then, as usual, I want Okinawa because that's where I want to go on vacation. I live in Tokyo. And let's submit demands again. And I think we are happy with this. Let's take war reparations if we can. Okay, I think we are pretty satisfied with this. Let's just make sure that the Chinese didn't forget anything, but that's okay. Okay, so that's the end of the very fast peace conference against Japan. This is also the end of the guide, but let's see what we got. 1,106 factories. Now, this is where being fascist is a huge advantage. In terms of expansion, we didn't get much more than we got with the Democratic USA at this point of the run. The main advantage is we also got Spain, Ireland, and Iraq, Iran, which we couldn't get in the other guide, in the other run. Keep in mind that usually at this point you would also have Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, and Romania. We were just unlucky with that. But usually we would have them at this point. So we would have even more factories. And from now on especially, we can easily fabricate claims and expand even further. Guys, this guide for me was the most fun of the two. I mean, Fascist USA, when I started, the first time I tried, I went for the Civil War, and I thought, wow, this is terrible. We lose so much time in the Civil War, we cannot get anything done. Democratic USA is just so much better. But then I kept working on it. I looked for a strategy. I tried to find a strategy that could work with Fascist USA. And I found that this basically same strategy, but with turning fascist, offered the best results. Let me know what you think. I think this is maybe one of the best strategies without cheating for the United States if you want to go for a full world conquest. So I'm curious to hear your opinion. Let me know in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed this guide, you know, a lot of work went into it. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It would really help. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.